Hello, Internet passersby. Welcome back to Napcast. As always, I'm your host, Rowan Notorious, and joining me today is Sean. Hello. And Melina.
We're going to stop that
I'm going to turn that off now.
That was it. We've had our fun now.
Yeah, we need to get that out.
Yeah, I wanted to do that. I wanted to use it whenever we brought up Crazer X when we were talking about Prober, but we never brought up that, so I'm going to do it now.
Crazer X!
I just realised we never talked about Deus Ex Machina.
No, we didn't.
Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah, so what are we talking about today?
Marvel. And
We are
how
talking
we
about
are
Marvel, yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah, I am exhausted. So the Friday before we were recording this, Ant-Man's come out, but I don't think any of us have seen it yet. We've only, well, at least me and Melina have only just seen Black Panther because we didn't go to see it at cinema.
I went to see that in the cinema.
I ended up just waiting for the Disney Plus release.
Same. Partially
yeah.
because of this fatigue. as
Yeah.
you called it.
Yeah, and I'm swithering on whether I want to go see Ant-Man. I mean, it got a pretty bad critical reception, but I've seen
saw
that
it, yeah.
other people have kind of been saying it's, you know, not as bad as the critics are kind of painting it, but it's still fine at best.
Yeah, like, you know, Ant-Man's a fun character.
Yeah.
From what I've
Yeah.
heard, it's still fun. It's not the best thing out there.
I
but
think
it's
that's
fun.
why it's a weird choice to put the big Marvel, you know, storytelling beat into an Ant-Man movie.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Yeah.
Because the other two have kind of only done small amounts for the larger storytelling of the MCU. I think 2 only really ended the way it did to serve the purpose of going, hey, this is...
Infinity War happened.
But he
Yep.
missed it, so...
Yeah,
Here he is saving the day.
Yeah.
the thing with like the other two Ant-Man movies is they were sort of palate cleanser movies after
Yeah.
like, the
Kinda,
big
yeah.
stuff happened.
It's,
like,
it's
they-
the moment for just enjoy. It's not gonna do much. You
Yeah.
just sit.
Because like both of them came out like they were the next movie after an Avengers movie. Because like the first one was after Age of Ultron and the second one was after Infinity War.
Yeah.
So it felt like a good, okay, you can calm down now.
Yeah.
This is the fun movie to help just sort of like ease you a little, and then we'll
Yeah.
get back to the big story stuff. But they don't have that for this one, so they pushed it into the big plot movie.
Yeah. It's an odd choice, but then, like, what else do they have to put it into? You only have
Yeah.
Ant-Man. Guardians, who are probably going to be doing very much their own thing. They don't really tie
Yeah, I
into the
think-
larger storytelling unless they need to.
Yeah, from what I know, it's the final Guardians movie.
Yeah.
From what I've
Yeah.
heard, so I think they're more focused on wrapping, you know, their story up. Which thank fuck, that's better than let's
Yeah.
try to connect everything, but also
Yeah.
end our story. Like no, just leave
It's nice
that.
to have a definite conclusion.
Yeah.
there
And
from what it
Infinity
feels like.
War has kind of fucked them up, though,
100%.
because of... I mean, if you're listening to this, you'll have seen at least up to Endgame.
We
We
hope.
fucking hope so.
We fucking
Because
hope.
we're going to be unabashed about spoilers
It's
here.
been years.
Yeah.
Come on.
Just assume the spoilers for like every Marvel thing at this
Except
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Except
Except
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man,
have
because
not
we
seen
haven't
it.
seen it. But, you know, killing off
Gamora.
Gamora 1.0, I guess you could
Yeah.
call her.
Gamora classic.
Gamora Classic. That's just fucked up.
Yeah.
The whole dynamic. They have to essentially reset and come into the Guardians with
New Gamora.
an older dynamic.
Yeah.
When Gamora was less trustful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like killing Gamora, I think I didn't like it because I like her as a character, but I was like, it makes sense.
It was a
I
good
get
thing
it,
for
yeah.
Thanos' character.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that I will praise, but it really did fuck over the Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think to then cop out and just bring her back.
We got a new one, except not really.
Yeah.
Like from the trailers I've seen, they're gonna play a bit with the dynamic, but again, I want to know whether, you know, that's been talked about with James Gunn.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're gonna kill her.
Yeah, I wonder
I mean,
if he knew.
he did some work on Infinity War because he like,
I think he directed most
Yeah, he
of the
directed the
Guardian
Guardian scenes.
Yeah.
which you can tell
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
they come in and it's full on
Because
Guardians.
you can tell I
Yeah.
don't think he directed the Guardian scenes in Love and Thunder.
Oh no!
And
Oh,
you can
absolutely
fucking tell because I wanted
Yeah.
to put a bullet in my brain during them.
Yeah.
To be fair, they're not in it that much.
No, but they're in the beginning. and it's great up until the point they start having a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it could have been that, the Russos were like, well, we need her to be dead.
Yeah.
And what's he gonna do? It's like, no, please. Please, no.
This is
No,
true.
stop it.
It's, that ever-moving machine of Marvel doesn't stop for the individual creator.
Because I think he's one of the few creators, maybe along with Taika Waititi, even though Love and Thunder wasn't great.
Yeah,
They kind of did their own thing.
Uh-huh.
And you could tell, like, this was less connected and it was more like, not a passion project, but you could tell it was separate. It wasn't part of the, the Marvel formula.
More of their
It's
style
all-
than it was the Marvel formula.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it would make me sad if he got pushed over by the big Marvel machine.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why. I don't think he would have done any more than 3 Guardians films in the first place.
No, I
but
think it
maybe
was-
why he's kind of
yeah.
pushing away a little bit from the MCU. I mean, he's now heading up
Yeah, he's
DC, which can. I'm
on the other
sorry,
side of the pond.
James. I can't see it going well. Nothing I have heard gives me hope.
I'd like to see him try.
I've
But
been
I don't, because I think DC and Marvel need to take the same bit of advice and
give it a minute.
give it a minute.
Yeah.
Give it 2 years at least of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not even talking about them, not even saying this is in production,
Announcing.
announcing or anything. Just stop. You go quiet. Just don't release the Flash.
Put it on pause.
Just write that off.
They're gonna. 100%.
Just you wrote off Batgirl.
The fact that Flash is still coming out really fucks with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I know the Ezra Miller thing is a whole clusterfuck of what happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know if what he did was good or bad. I mean, beating people up wasn't good,
Yeah,
but
assault isn't
there's a
usually
whole
good.
other thing that I just don't understand, and I don't want to.
Exactly.
No.
That's
No.
fair.
But I'm like, someone with this much drama around them, you feel like you'd just be like,
Can we just-
maybe not.
Yeah.
Drop this.
Yeah, I mean, are they dropping Amber Heard from Aquaman?
I believe they did.
I think they
Okay,
did, yeah.
I think
fuck.
did they recast her or did they rewrite?
I think it was a rewrite. I can't remember. I've not been keeping my pulse as much on
No,
DC these
same.
days.
I couldn't give a flying fuck about Aquaman 2
Same.
or The Flash. I genuinely didn't give a fuck about Black Adam either. And nothing that I seen when that came out made me want to see it either. That includes the Superman scenes, because just give up
the
for a bit.
entire marketing of Black Adam just put me off because it's just The Rock.
I mean, that's what The Rock
He's
does.
here.
I know, but it
It's
was
the guy.
excessive
Yeah.
with Black
Yeah.
Adam because it was fucking everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And because it was fucking everywhere, and the only thing they ever did to promote it was, it's The Rock.
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to.
Yeah, you're not selling me on The Rock.
No.
Yeah.
I'd rather be like, the superhero we don't know anything about, played by some nobody. I'm like, I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's this? Who's this guy? And what's his deal? And now it's like, oh, it's The Rock, and he's gonna do The Rock because he has one character.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very much
Which,
a one
funnily
tone.
enough, isn't The Rock anymore. It's very much Dwayne Johnson, because
Yeah.
The Rock was like his wrestling persona, and that's a very different character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we've seen Doom. We watched that for the Halloween
Yes.
episode, and I'd say he's playing a character, but he's also, I think, just playing his wrestling persona in that movie, and then everything else has just been,
I'm
Dwayne.
Dwayne Johnson.
yeah, I'm Dwayne Johnson. Get some.
I need some help.
But I think because we kind of became friends during quarantine, and this was the same time that Disney Plus kind of took off, and Marvel
yeah.
was publishing shows every week by episode. And we talked about every episode as it aired because we were genuinely excited.
Yeah.
Probably because we didn't have anything else to do.
No,
No.
we didn't. The simpler times.
Yeah,
oh,
I think-
I sort of miss those times.
I
Same.
kind of miss being that hype for it, and it's nice you watching. You're like, I can't wait to talk about this. Like, I'm gonna take notes, and I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that little Easter egg. Oh my god, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I think Mephisto. It's gonna be Mephisto.
It's Mephisto.
Oh god,
Yeah.
we really were just on that Mephisto train.
guys, it's the X-Men guy. Oh my god, it's the
Oh my
multiverse.
God.
It's the multiverse.
It's the
And then the
multiverse.
multiverse came.
Oh my god, it's Fantastic Four. What's his name?
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards. Oh my god, the guy in the suit is Reed Richards. He's the
gosh,
astronaut. Oh my god.
Guys, fucking Vision. He's gonna be Ultron again.
Oh no! Yes, great.
He's coming back.
We still don't know what's happened to White
He
Vision.
No, he
floated
fucked
into
off.
the abyss. Nah.
No, he took the Marvel advice of fuck off for 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we appreciate him for it. Yeah. But I think because Marvel maybe noticed, wow, this is doing really well, these
Yeah.
shows. And for me personally, I kind of lost the hype during Loki, which I don't
Same.
think
Yeah,
we
I-
talked about it. Like,
I think that's the
Eh.
vibe of this group. Like, I sort of stuck in a bit more, but like after Loki, there was definitely a drop.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
felt myself waning during Loki because I didn't particularly like the series. And then what came after was
I
it?
think we had a bit of a break.
I think we did.
Was it Moon Knight after?
I think Moon Knight
Moon
after,
Knight.
which was fine.
There were a few very good episodes.
Yeah,
and
I
the
think
rest-
in isolation, Moon Knight is interesting, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, it needs to play the part of a Marvel series, which instantly, I think, at this point, sadly drags anything creative down a
Yeah.
bit.
Just quickly looking at them
Yeah,
up,
look at the
just to make
timeline.
sure.
Because there were a lot. We had WandaVision, Captain
It was
Falcon. That's not right.
No, that's
Falcon and Winter
Falcon
Soldier.
and Winter
Nintendo.
Soldier.
That's Nintendo.
And then Loki after that.
Then Loki. Then I
think-
think we had Moon Knight.
Oh, hold on, no. In between Moon Knight, we had What If. And
Oh,
Hawkeye.
what
yeah.
if? What if was okay,
It was
but like
okay.
it was nothing
It felt
groundbreaking.
different.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
fair, they weren't really banking much on
No.
it. It was
No.
more than a fun series, and we also had Hawkeye.
Oh, Hawkeye was good.
I liked Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But again, none of these I've really wanted or felt the need
No,
to
the first
revisit.
two, WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, were the strongest.
Yeah.
And I think because there was a point where we were just every week, that gets old.
Yeah. And I think we complained originally that Marvel were doing the thing of Marvel, Star Wars, Marvel, Star.
Oh yeah,
Star
they were
Wars. Yeah,
it was
interchanging.
back to back.
Yeah.
So we'd have like a 3-month break in between each one,
But we were still watching.
but we were still watching something
Yeah.
like every week, and that it was funny because originally, they brought back that community aspect of watching something every week, and that was really cool.
It was good to experience that again.
It was for the first couple.
I think maybe it's in part due to like life picking up, and we didn't have the time anymore.
I steadily grew. I think there was less need to watch some of them week to week
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
others.
yeah.
I think that I won't say that wasn't a part of it because it does. I think it was because like for context, our like course during that time was obviously during quarantine.
Uh-huh.
We were
Yeah,
all
yeah.
online, but then after that, then our next course was up like in. No, it was all.
No, it was still online.
It was still online, yeah. I'm not sure exactly what happened then.
I don't know.
I
I mean,
think-
I still haven't seen She-Hulk either.
That's.
I mean,
'Cause
it's fine. I like
I
it.
think
but-
they're trying to connect all these series, which I understand why you want to have this grand universe, but to then expect everyone
Yeah.
to have seen everything. Because for example, I haven't watched Werewolf by Night.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't have
Haven't-
to have seen
haven't
that.
That's
seen
very
it.
much like a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just feel this pressure that as soon as something comes out, I was like, oh fuck, I have to see it, otherwise I'm not gonna understand anything. It's like you'd probably be fine not doing it, but I'm like, I don't want to miss it. But
Yeah, I
I'm
think
like,
it's
I don't want to go
now-
to the cinema to watch it because I'm busy, and I'm like, I don't care that much.
Yeah, I think they're now replicating the comic book problem of there's just too much.
Yeah.
And you can be recommended a start point, and you may read one run of one character
Or one storyline.
or one storyline. Like I've read the Civil War comic, but I'm not really interested in reading the multitude of shit that connects to that one single storyline. Because if you go online and go on Reddit, there is like a compendium by people of like, oh, so this is all the Spider-Man, this is all the Iron Man, this is all the Wolverine, the X-Men. So you'll understand all the story, and it's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, 'cause it's always like road to insert storyline
Yeah.
name here,
Yeah.
which
It's never ending.
no,
No.
Yeah.
never.
And funnily enough, I think DC have like the opposite problem. Not the opposite
They
problem.
can't get people to
don't-
care.
It's not necessarily that where I think like, so I'm talking mainly about comics, and that was bad
Yeah.
wording, where I think you can drop in to like any Batman comic and you're fine. You can drop into any Superman comic with, you know,
Relative ease.
Yeah.
And you can kind of pick up any character comic and you're fine. Because DC tends to do more short kind of form, like graphic novel or limited runs or
Elseworld stories.
Elseworld stories. And they'll have like all of these things running, like the New 52, which had, you know, mixed reception.
Let's
to say
not
the
go
least.
into New 52.
But you know, you can skip that if you want. There's tons of Batman comics to read.
Yeah, you will. It will be very easy to have a backlog you can manage. Like, just to go off that like Elseworlds thing again, it's sort of a good way to tell the difference between Marvel and DC is that the Marvel equivalent of an Elseworld story is the What If comics.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the What If comics are usually made up of like multiple stories in one volume, whereas if DC does an Elseworld story, they will commit a full graphic
Limited
novel
run.
to
And
that.
yeah, because like Gotham by Gaslight is a good example that I can think of where there's two different stories in there, but they're similar vibes.
They go together.
They go together. Whereas Marvel.
Here's a story, here's a story, here's a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those stories are really good. But they're always like right next to mediocre shit.
Yeah, I think my problem with Marvel is that you'll be reading it, you'll be in the middle of a story, and it's like some character will show up, and it's like, oh, if you want to know the context of why they're here, go and read Iron Man number 256, through whatever, and you're like,
No thanks.
why? If it's important, print it in this book.
Yeah, like give me a rundown
Yeah.
at least.
A couple panels of flashback or something.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
have
give me
to.
something here.
That was wildly a tangent there, I guess.
I mean, it's sort of fit.
It sort of fits.
Yeah. Because I feel like even if I look at the fandom of both Marvel and DC, I feel like we're all just kind of watching as like everyone is done. Like,
Yeah.
including creators here. Like the people in like animation studios or special effects studios are like, I am being overworked.
Yes.
I no longer care. And let's be real, the quality of the special effects, I think in some cases have gone down
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
drastically.
This is an industry-wide issue.
Yeah, this
As
is
well.
well. It's a Marvel or DC. This is just
I think,
Hollywood
yeah.
right now.
Having the awareness as a viewer that people's work is not being valued, to me, has felt like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Let's be nice here. Let's, pay
Give them
people fairly.
actual fucking working conditions.
Yeah, and because I don't remember which movie it was. It might have been Love and Thunder, where they made so many last-minute changes, like to special effects or maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. That people that makes you go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And being asked like, oh, just finish it before this premiere. Though I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You
It's
can't
not
just
like
jump this on me.
No, it's not like a Martin Scorsese movie where you hear that he finished the edit like a week before cinematic release or something. You can't do that with a Marvel movie. There's too many moving pieces for that to happen, which is, I think, why so many of them have been getting delayed.
Yeah, because every moving piece will affect another thing on the board.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of out of the point where they can use COVID as an excuse, which I'm not saying that they were using it as an excuse
Yeah.
back then.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I
an
think
excuse with an
rightfully
element of
so.
truth.
Like Black Widow was supposed to come out when I was in the US, I think, in May.
Oh, Black Widow was a whole clusterfuck in and
It
of
was
itself
supposed to be like
release.
April, May 2020, and it didn't get released
Yeah.
until a year later.
Yeah.
And then they put it on Disney Plus for pay for like 20 quid or something like that.
Premium access.
Yeah, they dropped that quickly.
Yeah, because everyone
Yeah.
hated it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it was
why?
stupid. We're already paying for Disney
The
Plus. We're not paying
piracy
an extra
numbers would have
thing.
jumped massively for that, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
Because if you make it available, even under a paywall,
Someone's gonna
Got
buy
it.
it, put it online,
yeah,
and that's it.
fuck you.
Yeah,
That ruins the whole economy they're trying to get right there.
exactly. But yeah, I had a thought there, and it has escaped me.
Moving pieces,
Moving pieces.
Production. COVID.
production, VFX, exploitation.
All of these kind of go together where we were talking about
Yeah.
week to week and the visual effects things. I've been watching The Last of Us on, because that's airing at the moment, and they have the podcast that goes along with it. So each episode you get another podcast episode with Craig Mazin, the writer, and Neil Druckmann, the video games creator.
It's the same thing with like House of the Dragon. I think there's like there's a
that?
Dragon cast that. It used to be Thronecast, which was an actual show when Game of Thrones was
I
coming
remember
out.
Thronecast, yeah.
Yeah, but like it moved to Dragoncast, and they've had it as like just a podcast right
Ah,
now.
that's
If House of the Dragon picks up, I imagine it might turn into a TV show again, because I used to watch me and my mum, because we both watched those shows, not together obviously.
Yeah.
but then like after we're done, I'd like rush down and be like, Thronecast.
I never watched Thronecast, I don't think. I noticed HBO started doing this with Chernobyl, because when Chernobyl was coming out, there was the same thing going on.
To be fair with Thronecast, it's a Sky thing mainly,
Yeah.
so it's not like the actual writers are there. It's more
it's
just
the
like
fucking Brits.
Talk about
yes.
it. Yeah.
I mean, you get the actors because
Okay.
the actors are like Brits.
The actors are British, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. So you get some of like the actors, but still, it's not like the actual like David and Benioff.
I'm less interested. Actually, them being on it would have made me way less interested.
Oh yeah. I
Anyway.
mean, later seasons I'm happy for that, but it's not really a HBO production. Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It was a Sky Atlantic.
Anyway, to actually make my point.
Sorry, I got caught up.
With Chernobyl, HBO started doing this, I think, because Craig Mazin, the writer, wanted to be like, okay, so this is very much rooted in a real history.
Yeah.
Let's talk about everything that we changed, why we changed it, what was omitted, and all that sort of stuff. And
That's
that's
good.
kind of been
Nice.
that. I guess now every show he does is going to get one of these.
Because we had so much fun the first time.
Yeah. So now there's The Last of Us one. And I've noticed that I've enjoyed watching The Last of Us week to week a whole lot more than I have any of the Marvel things. I was excited for WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but it's not really the same. I don't think there's the same kind of made for TV week to week, come back same time next week to see what happens
Tune in
type
next
thing.
time.
Yeah, there's not necessarily oh, next week it's like something big will happen, the episode will end and you're like, oh fuck, I need to see what happens.
Shit, that reminds me of Doctor Who.
But I think it was the 4th or 5th episode when that released, the podcast episode, they talked about the visual effects, because despite being, a zombie apocalypse, it's a fairly grounded show, so there's not too much visual
Noise.
Yeah, there's not. They're not showing the. They're not called zombies.
Lincoln?
No,
I
there's
don't know.
a few
I
different
haven't
ones.
seen
'Cause you
it.
have clickers, bloaters. I'm trying to remember the catch-all name for them. Infected, I guess.
Yeah, just call them
Bitches.
that. Pricks.
And episode 4 was when you first seen them, and kind of like they're a large number, and they were talking about how just getting a studio that had the time to work on it. They eventually got Weta to work on it.
Nice.
Because they knew a guy through a guy
of course.
who was
that's how it
interested in
works.
working it. He was a very big fan of the video game.
That's just the industry in a nutshell.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that led to, I think, a couple of the artists from the game deciding they wanted to work on it. And it was like this thing of, well, Weta's backed up for months, years, or whatever with contracts.
Yeah.
But here's this team that want to work on the show and want to put in that. And so they hired them as Weta to do it. And I found that really interesting, because I think that showcases like not necessarily going, hey, we need this visual work, have it done by this time. It's like during the pre-production process, they brought everyone in and were like, okay, we need this. And then this team comes together and they're like, oh, we want to do it. So we have the time. We'll do it. And that kind of...
that's lovely.
Yeah.
Because you have a sense of, they might have ideas as well. And they're like, oh, but would it be cool if we did like this? Because, if you're contractually obligated to do something, you're like, or what if we just, instead of the army of them, why don't we get just 5?
Yeah.
Five will do it. Five will do it. And if you're genuinely excited, you want it to look the best. You're like, I'm so far excited to work on this. I want it to look amazing. And I think it's a problem that people aren't like, in love with their job anymore as much.
I mean, when you look at Black Panther, it's a bit rough.
Which
At
one?
times.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was rough.
It had a rough scene in particular.
I think all of it looks a bit rough
Yeah.
visually.
don't know. It's the one scene, the fight scene,
The fight
where
scene
it
at
was
the end.
bothersome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think
But
that's
there's-
where it's at its worst. But I think with Wakanda Forever, again, it comes up at the end.
Yeah.
When Shuri, you kind of first see her in the suit, I think she just looks far too rubbery.
I feel like for me the standout, I'm not sure if this is just a style.
Ironheart.
Ironheart. Yeah.
Ironheart looks like a fucking discount Power Rangers toy.
That's exactly what she looks. It's like, it's a pure Disney toy,
Yeah.
like with the LED lights and everything,
It
and it's
doesn't-
distracting.
It doesn't look visually connected to the world that
No.
we're in.
It's like I keep thinking it's like you took a Big Hero 6 character and just
Yeah.
dropped
Yeah.
it into
Yeah.
like Black Panther.
Can we also talk about the very obvious trailer shot that was in the movie and served no fucking purpose? Her banging out the actual fucking Iron Heart.
Oh, yeah.
That's in the trailer, and it's inexplicably in the movie when.
Because she Ironheart name.
Yeah,
But
I
it
could cut
doesn't-
it. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's never. We never see what she does with that.
Ironheart.
But name is name.
His name. Look, Ironheart. Don't you get it?
Like I part of me really likes the fact that we're kind of bringing the Young Avengers together, but I'm also, maybe it's just me being like, but the original, because I feel a connection to them having
Oh,
them.
100%.
You know.
I will admit, I didn't. Part of me doesn't want to admit this because it feels like I just miss the old team. It's not the same as the good old days. But like I actually did rewatch Winter Soldier like during the weekend, and it wasn't until then that I really just thought to myself, I really miss Cap and Tony.
It's we miss leadership.
Yeah,
We miss major characters
Major
that
characters.
we know.
Yeah.
We missed like figureheads the word. The
I
name?
guess you could say figureheads.
Like guiding hands, like
Uh-huh.
because like that's what the original six were. Like you had everyone else, but you had the main original six to keep it all together.
yeah.
Which you don't have anymore for
No.
obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And like the people we have, I don't see like I want to mix them. You know, when we introduced Thor, we got Hawkeye. I was like, oh, this is so cool. It's them, and they're
Yeah.
gonna work together.
It's the guys.
And then everything came together. And I feel like right now we have Kate Bishop, we have Ironheart, we have Black Panther Shuri. I'm like, I'm not as
We
hyped
have
to see them
Black
together.
Panther Shuri, but I don't think we're gonna have Black Panther Shuri.
For long.
Yeah, I know.
I hope not, mainly because I don't think she was a good fit,
Yeah.
for one.
I mean, I think it was kind of a last minute.
Oh, 100%.
Because, Chadwick Boseman sadly passed away, which I think fucked up,
I mean, they even
The
said like
story.
the script they've used is like the closest we could get to the one we had when he was
Yeah.
still alive.
Yeah.
Which
And I
I
think
think
that's-
I like that movie, but it really shows.
It kind of shoots
Yeah.
itself in the foot because you have so much of the movie overridingly being about grief and Shuri's grief
And that
specifically.
it's the grief parts that
Yeah.
are done very well.
and they are a movie unto themselves, and then it
Yeah.
has to toe the fucking line as a superhero movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I think it would have been more powerful to see her kind of, honing in her own skill and, becoming her own thing and being like, the Panther's great, but, you talk about tradition and like, do we still need it? We need our protector. I'm like, well, I don't know if you do need it. Like, maybe reflect on the past as why did we have this? What purpose did it serve? And what have we learned?
Analyze the mantle as a concept.
Yeah.
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 As much
It's-
as a cool character, and I'm like, fuck yeah, cool
Yeah,
suit.
Yeah, I think then ultimately having her decision to become the new Black Panther hinging on revenge is a bad choice as well. Because if nothing, the MCU has shown that revenge is the worst choice.
Yeah.
The
exactly.
entirety of Killmonger's storyline was
Yeah.
about revenge.
Which him showing up is cool.
Yeah,
Ultimately undermines Shuri's point.
kind
Yeah.
of does. I think I get what they were going for.
I get what they were going for, and ultimately they had to pick him because they couldn't have pulled anything from,
Archive.
the archive for Chadwick. That would have
Yeah.
been fucked up, I think, in the first
Like
place.
ethically, it's
Ethically,
wrong.
it's wrong.
Technically, it's probably not gonna work.
No, they could have done it.
Oh, they could have.
Probably.
Okay.
But out of respect.
I mean, look what they
appreciate
done
them.
with Carrie Fisher.
You see, the thing is, that was awkward as fuck.
It was,
Yeah.
but I think the way that scene's constructed, it would have been less awkward. But I also, they shouldn't have. I'm glad they didn't do it because they shouldn't have. But I think Angela Bassett, why you had
Yeah.
her there?
She had
Yeah.
just died as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that could have been a great moment.
And she's already the strongest actor in the entire movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I remember starting the film and like I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, sure. I don't really get why she's an Oscar nomination for this movie. And then you hit a certain point, you're like, oh,
no, okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard, by the way, but the funniest thing is that apparently I think the French Prime Minister hates Wakanda Forever because it's anti-French.
Oh, I read
And
something
they show
about that.
the French as they're trying to steal vibranium. Like, it's almost like you guys tried to steal artifacts and shit
Yeah, there's
in
a,
the
Yeah.
past, and it's kind of your fucking thing.
We're
Like-
lucky it's not British.
I mean, they
Yeah.
sort of remember in the first Black Panther that whole British Museum
Yeah.
heist. They sort of already
Yeah.
did that.
Rightfully so.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I think we're also, they use that because you can't use the traditional foes currently, politically.
Yeah,
Russia and China are kind of a bit off the table right now.
that is true. Yeah.
Not the time.
Oh, the
not
Winter
time.
Soldier days. Oh.
Which is funny because it's very
Even then,
light.
Yeah.
even then, like they make a point that like the Winter Soldier isn't, because in the comics he's like a Soviet soldier.
Yeah.
But they changed it in the movie to Hydra.
Hydra.
It's Hydra.
With a slight Soviet spin.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they've still got him in the red star
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
hand,
yeah.
but it's very explicitly like it's just Hydra. It's not specifically
Hydra.
Russia.
Yet
Hydra
then
may have
Black
worked.
Widow just fucking went all in.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about Black Widow doing the
Yeah.
whole shebang.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, but we talked about it. It was a disappointing movie. She deserved so much better.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and like visual effects all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
All over the place. I think we've definitely talked about it. Marvel didn't realize how much people liked Black Widow until they fucking killed her. And I don't think they used her to her full potential.
They didn't realize people liked her until, I think, Age of
Winners.
Ultron.
I want to say Winter Soldier.
I think maybe Winter Soldier as well, actually, now that I think about it. But the problem is Marvel have so much planned ahead that then squeezing something in there that they haven't planned for is
could tell.
just impossible.
Yeah.
So that is why Black Widow is too late.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I get it's a flat. She's dead, so it has to take place in the past. But here's the thing: just don't do it.
Yeah, just like as much as I would have liked a movie, I feel like I would have been better off without it. 'Cause
100%.
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever go back to watch it.
If
No.
I know we've just talked about how they can't artificially like add a movie in between stuff because of how they got backed up. But if they ever had to make a Black Widow movie, you make it right at least like a year after Civil War.
Yeah,
at the latest.
that was the latest they could have done it.
It would have been
Earliest
great.
post Avengers would have been like the
'Cause-
best point.
I think in Age of Ultron, because what the fuck was up with that romance plot? I'm sorry, but that was a nightmare. They ruined her. And we had some flashbacks.
But we had to know she couldn't have babies.
Yeah,
They
and
could
that
have
made
mentioned
her,
that in the house where she's
and that
like, I
she's-
wish I could have babies.
and that she's really torn up about. And for some reason, they gave her a line that makes me a monster too, because that's a real line in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I don't get
God.
that.
What the fuck, Joss Whedon?
But
It's-
she has
his name doesn't
flashbacks,
sound
right?
real.
So it doesn't.
In Age of Ultron, we see flashbacks of her in the
The Red Room.
Academy, the Red Room. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are better than the full fucking Black Widow.
Yeah,
movie.
of course they are. They have like actual artistic content there, whereas Black Widow doesn't.
It
The
should have.
fact that the visuals look so fucking bad, especially in the end, because the lighting is just has no care put in it. She's flatly lit, which means that no matter what is going on screen, she doesn't look like she's part of what's going on.
No.
The environments look off,
Too many ass shots.
and no,
We talked about this.
nah.
They
I'm
were
sorry.
They were at
Not to
stupid
be-
places.
Not.
I'm going to strategically take a back seat to this conversation.
Jesus.
I'm gonna
We're
make
sorry,
it
Melina.
known where my interests lie.
You fucking perv. It's
Look, I'll argue that until Black Widow, there weren't enough ass shots.
of men.
No,
I think we didn't get many good ones until like Infinity War. I think.
Oh, 100%, yeah. They focused on the wrong parts of ScarJo and her early appearances.
Oh yeah.
Strategically taking a backseat.
Actually, weirdly enough, when we brought up Winter Soldier, I've just remembered. What's with the fake tan that she has in that movie? Because
I have to think back. Fuck.
she always looks visibly off to me.
I don't.
I think it's the hairstyle.
Yeah, I
frames
was
her
gonna
face
say
the
differently.
hairstyle?
I think
'Cause
it's the hair.
It's straight, and so it frames her face differently.
Yeah. If there's anything about her appearance, I'd say you might want to
I
argue
mean,
it
she's a
off.
bit tan, yeah. But no, not to a point where I was like, that's excessive. Yeah, I think it's more the hair.
I
Is it
feel like
the
it's
hair?
more the hair.
Yeah.
So I always feel like her makeup just looks really off in the movies.
I think
Not
her
that I'm
hair
a
looks
makeup
too
expert.
fake.
Yeah.
Her hair makes her look fake, and that, in turn,
It does very much feel like a wig.
yeah, it's too straight.
Some
Because I always
shots.
think about this shot in the
Yeah.
actual movie. This is like a very
car
edited
shot,
picture.
yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't look right
No,
to
she
me.
doesn't.
It could be lighting.
Yeah.
Possibly lighting. Again, this picture that we're looking at currently on the screen isn't anything to go by because that's not how the film's graded
So I've
itself.
No.
just seen it like again on the weekend. In that when she's in the car, she does look very in shadow.
Yeah.
I might need to watch it again, not in 4K, because I don't know how much of that's maybe just the color grading.
That's a
of
good.
the 4K
That's a good
version.
point as well. Yeah.
'Cause it's been a while since I've seen it. Not normally
In standard HD,
in standard HD.
not standard definition, standard high definition.
Standard high definition.
Live it in the future.
I agree with your point, though. I think Marvel needs a 2-year break.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Marvel needs more ass shots.
Also, of some people.
Gender
yes.
equality ass shots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a couple ass shots of like, I don't know, Chris Evans.
I
isn't
love
in
how we were
anymore.
all like, Chris Evans.
Yeah. America's ass. They made that a whole
They
point.
made it a whole point. Yeah.
Now that
Sean, were you also thinking about?
now that we're also on this point, by the way, who do we think was the one that needed a butt pad and No Way Home?
This is the thing. I've seen pictures of all of them.
Extensive research into the ass.
Here's the thing. All of them are guys, which means statistically they are less likely to have cake, right? That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Tom and Andrew are skinny motherfuckers.
Skinny little boys.
Tom's more toned though. He's put in more work.
Yeah.
Or at least they show off the work he's done in his movies more.
Yeah. Toby is old.
You see, the best way to describe them is that, like, Andrew and Tom are like the modern, like, depictions of Spider-Man. He's skinny, but he's also sort of built at the same time. Tobey Maguire is 90s cartoon Spider-Man,
Yes.
buff as a motherfucker.
Except he's not buff out of the suit, because when you watch the Raimi trilogy now, it's very clearly a muscle suit.
The thing is, they got him to work out in the first Raimi movie. He went for the whole energy, but by the third one, they stopped caring.
Yeah.
Because in that, it's specifically the scene where he's ripping off the symbiote, and you see him, and he's not worked out for that.
No.
But and that one scene where he's supposed to be really muscular, he's in deep shadow, and you can see it's a body double because they don't show his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, I do think it's working out for a superhero. I think you should do to the extent you want.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think Chris Hemsworth talked about it. He has a shirtless shot in, I think, every Thor movie. And he's fucking he's a chunk boy in a good way. But from what he said, it's like, it is almost physically impossible to look like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think he dehydrates himself.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
dehydration is sadly the key to that look.
Yeah, Henry Cavill's talked about this at length because of how much he had to do it for The Witcher. But you have to go like a day before filming, no fluid. You need to dehydrate yourself for a full day, and then it's like sips during
The actual
the actual
filming day.
filming day. And then you've got to like do a session before you
gotta pump
get
it
in
up.
front
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the camera for the
And then there's also makeup
there's
involved,
makeup.
Yeah,
Yup.
yeah.
right lighting.
Yeah,
It's extensive.
it is. It's not the
flexing.
whole buff guy look for any movie. Realistically, isn't attainable
No.
or tenable.
Not in a
for
healthy way.
No.
No.
And unfortunately, The Rock is like the only person who can pull off that look.
Doesn't he use steroids though?
Does he? I don't know.
I've heard that like it's been revealed that he does.
I don't know.
I don't think I think The Rock is
If I'm
buff
wrong
in a
there.
different way. He's just kind of
I mean, he
big.
was a bodybuilder and then he became
Yeah.
a wrestler, so it's
Yeah.
kind of
in his physique.
in
as
his
well,
physique, yeah. So
Yeah.
it comes with the territory. Plus, I think he's just a big boy as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Nice
You
opening.
didn't have to
Crack
stop
open
talking.
a cold one. There.
Like it's distracting. Okay.
Cold one with the boys.
If you'd done it like really quickly, I would have talked over it. But there was a pause
just
there.
I was going to,
looking
and then it
around.
just stopped.
Yeah.
I was like, shit.
So it's like, oh well, now I can't not. But yeah, I thought I had heard that like it's been revealed he actually uses steroids to get that look. But if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna say
That could
if
be
he does or
misinformation.
doesn't. I genuinely just don't give enough of a
yeah,
fuck
same.
to.
I don't care. I don't care about The Rock.
I don't wanna
Not,
say-
not to diminish what
no,
you're
no,
saying.
no. I don't want to
it's
say I
not-
looked into it. Like I didn't look into it. I just sort of came across it.
You just saw The Rock and went, no fucking way.
No. I saw it was like an article or something that talked about it.
I care so little about The Rock that like his stuff does like even anything mentioning him never comes across my like feeds or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
it could have been
Yeah.
a thing. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember if this was like an actual article or did I just read this on Reddit comments?
And you're like, yes.
Because if so, I am part of the problem, aren't I? We're looking this up.
Swain
the Johnson.
Dwanye? Can you type?
Dwayne.
It's Dwanye again.
Daenerys Targaryen.
You can do it.
I believe
Oh
in
shit!
you.
No. Okay.
But yeah, I think.
Sus. Oh yeah, that's because of the
Jesus.
that's because of the eyebrow meme.
Yeah. I think superhero movies need to move past
Admits to steroid
overly
use.
ripped
Oh.
anyone. Women, men, like Brie Larson got fucking ripped for Captain Marvel. Like she was very much muscular. I look again.
Thing is, I hate always talking about this because I always feel like I'm sounding just perverted as fuck.
Yeah.
She already had a good physique
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
prior
absolutely.
to working out.
But I feel like she was more on just a skinny side and really toned
Yeah.
her muscles and like did strength training to
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And I think I don't like how much people dislike her for it. Cause they're like, she doesn't look feminine anymore. It's like because you associate muscles and muscular builds with men.
I'll say a lot of people that complain about that are just fucking arseholes.
I don't. Yeah, I feel that's grasping.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel
don't
they're
know.
grasping for that.
probably.
Yeah, like they're searching for that.
Yeah,
I
like,
mean, before the
it's
movie even
probably
came out,
an intimidation thing. Let's face it.
Yeah.
It's that fragile masculinity of it, of like looking at a
Maybe,
woman who could
Kick
very
your
well
ass.
beat
Yeah.
the shit out of you, and just not being comfortable with that. Whereas I'm like, bring it on.
nice.
That'll just fucking kill me.
I'm talking watermelon in the thighs level carnage.
We're moving on.
What the fuck?
We sent you this
You've
meme.
seen this
yes,
video.
of course I have.
Don't act surprised. You're gonna make us uncomfortable.
I just want
Ignoring the fact that we're saying stuff that's
absolutely
very
fucking
uncomfortable.
Kill me.
I mean, you're making us uncomfortable.
You're
How
welcome.
could you? How dare you?
Not enough people are comfortable with women making them their little pee-pee piss boy.
And that's the phrase of
And
the
that's
episode.
the end of
We're gonna have a deep talk with Michael now.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
need
have to link that
discuss-
video in the description so people know what the fuck
No,
I'm referencing.
don't. No.
He's not gonna do it.
But yeah, for the future of Marvel, more.
Oh yeah, that's
ass
what we're
shots.
talking about.
More ass shots from anyone, anyone at this point.
Just give me ass.
Every-
I'm just
every
thinking, like, is
character
there
needs
any guy?
Falcon.
Yes.
Have you
Falcon
seen?
gets
Have you
ass
seen that
shots.
Tom Holland picture? You have to think about this.
I'm not sure.
It was back.
I
around
have
the
seen,
time-
unfortunately, because of that whole article,
Yeah,
I've seen many pictures of all of their asses.
Has Sebastian Stan had any ass shots?
I don't think so. He's
Not
always
any
in very
pronounced.
loose fitting.
Yeah, poor guy. He's there with Falcon, who's getting all the ass shots. Where's his time to shine?
Though I don't want to see an ass shot of Chris Pratt.
I don't think he can handle it anymore. It's kinda
I can't believe
lost
I'm
it.
typing in.
Yeah.
I'm typing in right now to Google Tom Holland
He's never
Spider-Man ass.
impressed me. He's never impressed me all that much. I loved him in Parks and Rec, and
He
then he
was
lost all
great.
the weight, and I was like,
Yeah, I think first Guardians he was good, and ever since then, like just his skill as an actor, I feel like it's it's
So
dwindling.
this image I remember being around in like memes and when
Is it the
Homecoming was coming
extreme
out.
thing?
oh, that.
Oh yeah.
I could believe that any of the three of them are wearing a butt pad, if
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
One for safety.
They're all just trying to hide the fact that it was all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like when I watch the Amazing Spider-Man films again, like, I don't feel like Andrew had much of an ass.
Nah.
I love how this is taking over this whole episode.
And like I said, Toby was wearing a muscle suit, so it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility
Yeah.
that he had an ass pad.
It's funny that like when Andrew specifically was asked that, he's just like, Toby's got cake.
That's how you deflect.
Yeah.
Toby does have dad bod now, right? So
Yeah.
he could have some cake. He could be packing for all we know.
He just doesn't want to know. He doesn't want the world to know.
No.
he's
You see, he has the power and he has the responsibility to not let us be burdened with
With
it.
great cake.
Yeah.
That's a great episode title.
With great cake comes great responsibility.
Yeah, you know. You gotta know whether the world can handle it.
Lack of padability.
Oh my god. This episode did not go how I was expecting.
None of our episodes go the way
No.
we're expecting.
Oh my god, we've still only been talking for 50 minutes.
You know who I don't think got a fucking ass shot? Simu Liu. I don't think he got one.
No, he didn't. He got a
Really?
lot of topless shots.
Yeah.
Because he was ripped, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's very much just like he obviously worked out, but I feel like it's more of an attainable, like if you just
Yeah,
do
he
martial
wasn't
arts.
overly defined, I
Yeah.
would say, which is good.
That's
Prefer-
the-
I don't care.
Yeah.
That I'd say is more the physique of like Jackie Chan, Bruce
Yeah,
Lee back
yeah.
in their heyday type thing, where
Purely
it's
practical.
like,
Yeah.
Not just
Accidental.
showing off.
yeah, not you know, oh my god, I am a god.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking Cumberbatch have like I know he had one in Star Trek Into Darkness, and I think they cut it maybe.
I don't remember it being in Into Darkness, so they must have
Because
cut it.
it was
I'm
him
trying to
in the
remember.
shower, and he just slowly turned.
Yeah. no, that
Oh
was
yeah,
cut.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I think
about?
I've seen this.
The
Yeah.
only scene that comes to mind when we bring up Into Darkness is the male gaze scene that always gets
Yeah.
We've talked about this
Oh,
before.
we've
I
talked
think.
about. We're not going.
We're not
not
talking about it on the
repeating.
podcast, but we're not going to repeat this conversation. Just
Not
look
again.
up the male gaze, and I'm pretty sure it's like one of the first results that come
It's
up.
so fucking blatant. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
We can't divulge. We can't
I don't
divulge.
think Doctor Strange has had an ass shot. His
I-
cape makes it
To be-
difficult.
yeah, the cape makes it almost impossible.
Yeah.
I don't
Just-
think he needs one.
Yeah, and the
How
thing
about
is,
Wong though? I feel like he'd deserve one.
Yeah,
give it time.
he deserves like
Isn't he
full
getting, isn't
like.
he getting a show?
I think so.
He deserves
Is he?
a show more than many
Yeah.
major characters.
Wong deserves a bath scene, you know, where he comes out in like the speedo type thing that some
with
of
the
them
towel,
wear with the
you know,
towel.
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Call it Wongers.
Look, hasn't he been in the most MCU movies at this point?
I think
In
so.
this, I mean, in this phase, absolutely.
Oh yeah, he is more of a consistent than the actual storytelling.
He's been in this. I think he's been in more movies than fucking Nick Fury has at this point.
I mean, he's also done a lot of series appearances, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this
God.
phase alone, he has
Nick Fury
made
shall hand
more
over the
appearances.
reins.
Yeah. Maybe he's the new Tony.
When is Nick gonna show up again?
Secret Invasion,
Yeah.
which I keep
that's-
hearing is this year, and nothing else more definitive
I
than this
don't
year.
think that's coming out this year. If I'm
Maybe
being honest.
December at best, but I don't think so.
Feels like they've been working on it non-stop since like the Disney Plus shows began.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the first ones that was announced.
Yeah.
But like they've said, they're reining back on what they're going to put out. So I genuinely think they'll give that as an excuse, or they'll take that as an excuse to let Secret Invasion slip to next year, if anything.
I was sort of looking forward to that one as well.
I was, but at the same time, I think maybe it's just, again, the exhaustion with it all.
I'm just not looking forward to anything.
Yeah.
I've seen, like, I come across spoilers for Emmett, and I don't care. I just look, I'm like, oh, okay. I've seen the after credit scenes. I have not seen the fucking movie.
I don't think I've come across any spoilers, but I haven't been looking because I've been addicted to Final Fantasy.
I know I'm getting fatigued because when a new movie's come out, I would usually like unsubscribe on Reddit for like all the Marvel subreddits and stuff. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
And usually we would talk like, let's go see it, but I feel like we're all in.
Yeah.
I mean, I was tempted to bring it up in like calls, but I kept forgetting.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch it in the comfort of my own home. That's where
I'm
at
now at the
I'm-
point where there was a while where Marvel films were, let's go to the cinema to see them, and I think that was because we were just coming out of quarantine, but now I'm back to just like, I'll watch them in bed, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll just get my little snacks, get my lovely little blanket, and I'm just gonna lay here.
I know I'm definitely going to end up watching Quantumania in the cinema because my mum's also like a huge fan, so she's going to want to watch it.
I think Quantum Mania would be good in IMAX.
Probably.
But then Disney Plus has also fucked that up because they put the IMAX versions on
Yeah,
there
so
anyway.
I don't really care that much about IMAX because of that, so...
I heard the 3D version was disappointing, which is a disappointment to hear considering Ant-Man and the Quantum Realm would serve well for 3D.
You'd think it would be a perfect fit.
Yeah, apparently it just wasn't particularly great.
Huh.
Which is, I guess, fair enough because I feel like 3D films are slipping more and more.
Yeah, like for us, it's still a big thing in the Netherlands. And then I noticed here, like any Marvel movie will be in 3D.
It is in 3D, yeah. I think it's like the cinemas in like Edinburgh and stuff will do it, but then like smaller ones, the further you go out of the city, and that kind of tend to not show it as much in 3D.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was funny, we were looking at, I think it was No Way Home, we were looking for tickets, and we had to look for just the 2D show, and we kept going like, oh shit, that's 3D. Every time I clicked on one of the times.
Memories.
Yeah.
I feel like Spider-Man was maybe the last time I was genuinely
Same.
like, because there was so much almost, is the other Spider-Man, are they gonna be there?
Yeah.
It's like, I've seen these leaked pictures, but I think they're fake. I think they're,
Is Daredevil going to be here?
Oh my god, Daredevil's gonna be here!
I also think it was the last time that we had like a connected story, and that was in and of itself like the Spider-Man trilogy. It had like a kind of through line of what Tom Holland's Peter Parker was going through.
And they're making a fourth.
Yeah,
According to rumors, he's the main character in Kang Dynasty.
I mean, would he
That's
be
a
the better
rumor.
leader for the Young Avengers?
Oh,
He's been through the
no.
most shit. So
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
I mean,
this
to me-
MCU Peter Parker isn't a leader.
No.
to me, it
no, not
depends
at
on
all.
where they go with, like, if they're making the fourth one, like, in between No Way Home and Kang Dynasty. It depends on where they go with him in that movie.
Yeah.
Because I think I believe that he can, like, grow into that sort of
Because
leader-ish role.
Like, where he is at now, everyone's forgotten about him. He's on his own.
Yeah.
He has to grow up.
Because, like, so far they fall pretty closely to, like, Spidey in the comics. Like, he does start out, like, very much where he is now,
Yeah.
but he grows into. So if they continue that,
I
I can see it. But
I still want like the I think the version of him I'm most familiar with is like him being kind of external to the Avengers. He'll join them and he'll help, but he's not like a core
I think it
member.
comes in the comic. It can be sort of like in an emergency situation. Like
Yeah.
if there's no Reed or Tony or Cap
Yeah.
about, he'll step
Might as
in.
well.
But he is
Yeah.
mainly like external.
Yeah, because the way I see it is like he's there, he's not the leader, he's not a main member, but he bounces off everyone really well.
Yeah.
And I like that Peter.
Yeah.
We also still have Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think
We
Falcon
have
might be
Captain,
the new leader.
Yeah, we
New
have-
World Order is shooting soon.
Yeah, it's shooting in like a couple months.
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like I would trust. What the fuck is Florence Pugh? What the fuck is her name again? fact that I don't remember.
Oh, God.
Zelena? No.
Yelena.
Yelena.
I feel like she could lead if need be.
I could see her being competent.
Yeah.
Like the first time they're gonna get together, it's gonna be a mess because that's just how team dynamics
Yeah,
should work in
look at-
film.
The thing
yeah.
is, though, we've still got fucking Thunderbolts, and I think she's gonna be in
God,
that.
yeah. I don't care.
I don't care about you.
I love certain characters, but I'm like, I don't.
Do you know they've got Harrison Ford for that movie?
Yeah, they
What the
replaced
General
Oh, yeah.
Ross.
Yep. That's who's replacing
I
forget
know
his
who you're
name.
talking about.
yeah.
I know
the guy who passed
yeah.
away.
I'll look up his name. Keep talking.
Who's been
That must have been a fat fucking paycheck. Though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm talking millions.
I mean, that's the only reason he came back for Star Wars as well.
fair enough.
And probably
I did the
Indy.
same.
William Hart.
William Hart, that's
yeah.
it. Probably
William
Indiana
Hart.
Jones as well. Which is coming out this year.
Sorry, what?
Dial of
I-
Destiny.
I don't know.
Yeah. You're right.
Indy
Yeah.
5.
God. But you know, a character I like that I wish we could see more of is Martin Freeman. Ross?
Oh,
Everett Ross?
Everett Ross.
Everett
yeah.
Ross. Yeah.
I like. Part of me is like, I like that he's just in the Black Panther ones, but I'm also like,
He was in
I
Civil
like-
War.
Oh, he was in Civil
Yeah.
War, but it felt more like a, look who's here again. It didn't feel like he was.
My only problem with his character is
The accent.
Yup.
I don't mind the
I'm
accent.
also not a big fan of.
He also lost a lot of weight from Wakanda Forever. He looks
Yeah.
skinny.
Yeah. What's his name? What's the actor's name? He was Bilbo and
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman. I don't really like him.
I mean, I like him, but that's more because of the stuff he's in.
He really
And the thing is,
like, I mean, The Hobbit isn't great to begin with.
the thing is with him though, sorry, just cut in. He's got the same problem as The Rock. Funnily
He
enough,
has one setting.
he's one guy.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing.
That's what throws me off the most about him and Wakanda and Black Panther in general. Is it's him
He's exasperated.
with American accent, and
he's-
it's
Yeah.
not him.
I feel like they could have given him maybe a better haircut. That is just.
Nah, that's just
Sorry,
his
when you were
haircut.
talking about an accent, and you're
No,
like,
I know,
haircut.
but like.
No, that's
like-
just his hair.
Yeah, it's
No,
just
I
his
know.
hair.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he looks too much like all his other characters.
Yeah.
Because I think he's like.
That's the thing that's off about him. His character is exasperated Englishman.
Yeah.
But he's American,
Yeah, he's now the exasperated American man.
which doesn't work as well.
I feel like they could have just made him have his British accent, be like, oh, he was a trancer. I was like, I would have been like,
yeah.
yeah, sure, cool. I don't care.
Could have made up the excuse that he's like a member of MI5 or whatever helping them out.
If they still had like fucking Shield, they could
Yeah,
have used
Shield
that
was the
excuse.
convenient excuse they couldn't use.
Yeah, because they destroyed it in Winter Soldier. It was good,
Yeah.
but
Well,
still,
last time, yeah.
all I can think of is the fact that like that's the excuse they use for the Agents of Shield cast.
Yeah.
Who deserve better, but they're saying we might get some overlap.
Yeah, there's always rumors.
Yeah.
There is a small part of me that's like, we're gonna get Daisy and Secret Invasion. I know it's a pipe dream.
Let it
Yeah.
die.
No,
No!
They
You don't know
spent
what
so-
you've missed!
they spent the last few seasons were refusing to die, and it was glorious. Fuck you.
I've seen enough to know I don't think I want to see the rest of it.
You fucking suck.
I hate you.
I
No,
think
I get it,
I don't know
yeah.
if the part of the problem is that I came into it right around the time that I got Marvel fatigue,
Yeah, that doesn't
that'll
help.
do it.
Yeah.
but that doesn't change the fact that I saw the first season as it was airing and felt similarly.
It needs some time to pick up.
Yeah.
I've seen
Season 1 is the weakest season.
I've seen like 2 seasons at this point, and I don't want to continue. There's like 7 of them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And American TV is 45 minutes, 22 episodes a season. No, thank you.
No, unless you have like a summer of boredom ahead of you, I wouldn't recommend committing to
No.
It's exactly how I watched it.
it. Same.
If there was an opportunity for me to get through like a chunk of it, it would have been when I started playing Final Fantasy 14, but I didn't watch
happening.
that. Didn't watch that. I watched something else.
I'm not encouraged. I can't even get you to watch Korra. I'm not encouraging you to watch.
I'll get back to Korra eventually. I think I'll get to
I've
that
stopped
during-
believing.
I'll get back to it during summer.
I've given up on you.
I will get back to it during summer when I have more time.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I think again, Korra was one I picked up kind of at the wrong time.
Yeah,
we got a bit busier kind of around when I finished the first season.
I saw like a Korra meme today, and I was saying to myself in my head, I was like, I'm tempted to just show this, even though it's got a spoiler. And if he complains, I'm like, I don't think you're going back to it, mate.
I
you had your chance, motherfucker.
I will get back to it. It's just
I'm not mad
when our schedule is clear. I'm not mad that you keep fucking bringing it up.
You're not mad that I keep bringing it up. I'll just keep bringing it up.
Just start ignoring it. That's what I did for Doctor Who.
I try, but he is.
You see, I've given up on Doctor Who for you as well, though.
It's been 2 years.
You should be happy.
I know, I am.
Yeah.
My mistake is that I tried to start Korra, not realizing it was a bad time to start it.
Yeah.
And now he won't leave me the fuck alone.
I've left you alone for months at this point.
I know.
This is the first time I'm bringing it up, along with Doctor Who.
We're devolving.
Yes. So, Marvel, listen to us. More ass shots. And then stop for 2 years.
Yeah.
How do they get the ass shots if they stop for 2 years?
No, it's pre-stop. We want the ass
so
shots.
do we just get like a compilation?
Establish it during the stop and then come back.
That's their comeback.
Yeah, that's your comeback.
Okay, yeah.
Come back.
Sean.
Oh, you had to make it weird.
You can cut that out, it's fine.
I'm not gonna, because I need to remember where the
you
fuck
don't
it
have
happened.
the power.
So yeah.
Ass shots.
Ass shots.
Just get like a one shot.
The Assengers? There's
Yeah,
no
just
good.
line them up. Just pan it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Marvel one shots, ass shots.
Bring back all the old cast. Bring back Evans, RDJ.
I don't think we need RDJ for this. Assengers.
No, I wouldn't mind.
To get the set,
I mean, to set it up, maybe.
it's gotta be a weird fucking phone call.
Yeah.
Hi.
So what
4 million.
What are we doing?
4
this?
million.
All of you just stand on a line.
The thing is, I feel like he'd do it.
Oh, he would. He would do it for like $20.
Yeah.
Thing is, he probably wouldn't have to come because he'd just kind of put the suit there and be like, ta-da, put a stun double in it.
The thing is, they'd use the Iron Man suit as the thing.
Right.
They'd cop out
I think that's
with that.
the best,
Damn
yeah.
CG.
Anyway, I think we should wrap this one up.
Listen to us, Faggy. We know what's best for you.
Faggy?
Your impronounceable last name.
I for a long time I called him Phage.
I thought it was. I've always thought it was Feige, but I've never been sure.
The only pronunciation I've ever heard is actually Feige. So I think you're right.
It's still just one that I'm like.
It doesn't feel
I
right.
Oi,
don't believe
Kevin!
it.
Oi, Kev.
Oh, God.
Get somewhere ass and then shut the fuck up.
Take off your fucking baseball cap and just
He might be balding. He's insecure, maybe.
take a rest. Just have a break.
You have the money.
Just
retire.
Sit in that garden, watch the sunset on a
Without
grateful
the
universe.
baseball cap.
Take fucking.
No. Like Thanos taking off the helmet, he just takes off the cap. He sits down and he just looks contently.
You had an actual stopping point with Endgame. Well, with Far From Home, I get they could have paused it.
I mean that was an epilogue, really.
Yeah, I think that was a nice kind of. I mean, the Spider-Man films would have happened either way. That's
I say that Far From Home has a cliffhanger.
Yeah, so you could have stopped at Endgame with stuff that was within your control.
You could have had Far From Home, nothing until No Way Home came out, and then another break.
Exactly. That would have been the best course.
Yeah.
Of action, because Phase 4 has been disappointing. I think.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah,
They're aware, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And we're now in Phase 5, and I don't think it's shaping up to be.
It doesn't feel like
Great.
we're in Phase 5.
No, because Phase 4 was generally directionless.
Didn't even have an ending.
No.
No.
So yeah. Thank you for listening to this episode of Napcast. I'm just going to end it here. We're going to keep going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.